All right, well, welcome to this installment of the Pro Performance. This week, we're going to talk about a lot of fun things, but the main thing we're going to focus on is a new integration, a phase two integration with ARIVE that we're doing with Rocket Pro. And we're going to talk about how you're going to work smarter, close faster, and we're going to give a little bit of a guide to ARIVE and Rocket Pro and how we're working together to integrate more tools and resources to help brokers work faster, work smarter, and have fun while they're doing it. So I have some friends with me, so I'm not just talking by myself. I'm just going to be introducing some people, and we're going to have some fun. So my name is Paul Yatooma. I'm the Vice President of Sales here at Rocket Pro. I'm in my 20th year here at Rocket, worn a lot of different hats. And I lead basically the large majority of our sales team, account executives, divisional vice presidents, and working with a lot of partners closely. And in all my time working with partners, I've found that like when we can make your lives faster and easier, things go well. You're able to do more business, and you're able to have less friction while you do business. And that's what we're trying to do today. And so we have some friends. I have Amy from ARIVE with us. Amy, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody out there?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm extremely honored to be with this group today and really talk about our partnership and how powerful it is. I have a long history in the mortgage industry. It's my entire adult career. I was in wholesale lending as an account executive for over 20 years. Definitely have a understanding and passion for the originator, processors, underwriters, everyone that really makes the magic happen. And a little under 4 years ago, I joined the ARIVE team. It was a perfect blend of my experience with the origination side and understanding the broker partner, but also understanding lenders and how they work and how they're really trying to solve problems on their own side for their partners and increase production for all. So this place at ARIVE is just a wonderful opportunity for really me to connect lenders like Rocket Pro with partners and create solutions within the software industry.
That's awesome. And we also have Kyle Craig, who's one of our broker partners that's working inside of Rocket's portal and inside of Arrive almost every single day. And so, Kyle, why don't you introduce yourself to the team and why you're here?
All right. I'm Kyle Craig. I'm in my, I guess, ninth year as a broker, and then we're about 2.5 years into foundation home loans. It was some guys that I've worked with for a long time, some good friends of mine, some other brokers. We started this. We are super passionate about technology and training and very education focused. We found a lot of wins with hiring new people to the broker world or new people in general, and or some old admin staff, things like that, people that weren't in sales. And we found that leading with training and leading with our hearts and teaching people how to do the job and use great systems, which Rocket and Arrive, this is not meant to be a plug, but genuinely are two of my favorite systems to be inside of. So it's been great. And appreciate you guys having me on today.
It was meant to be a plug, Kyle. That's why you're here. Well, look, I'm excited to talk with you guys today, and I'm excited because Amy's going to show us a demo of how this phase two of this integration is going to work in just a moment. But before we do that, I do want to anchor like why we're here today, and that's really like, look, we have a lot of different partner promises that we put out there. Around last year, we went wide with our promises that we made to the broker community, and this one is really all about promise number 4, and that's tech that works faster so you don't have to. And so like we're working with a lot of our engineering teams and external teams to try to integrate as much stuff as possible so that we can give you innovative tech support and get more time back in your day so that you can focus on helping more clients that you serve and helping everybody home and not worrying about fumbling between different systems to get work done. And that's really what the outcome or the goal is for today. So let's talk through like some of what the outcomes are going to be for today in this pro performance. And so, you know, for starters, we want to help everybody recognize how connected tech reduces manual work and simplifies processes. So we're going to show that. We're going to explain how the features within Arrive improve workflow efficiency. We're going to help apply connected tech to streamline workflows and communication. And then we're going to analyze opportunities within your business to leverage tech for increased efficiency, scalability, and client experience. Really, Kyle's going to help us with that one because he's going to see the demo. He's already seen it. He'll be working inside of it here very soon. And he's got a lot of tips and tricks about how he uses Arrive today. And I'm sure that will enhance with this phase 2 integration. So, all right, Well, let's take a step back from specific tools for a moment and talk about something most brokers experience every day. You're working across multiple systems, pricing engines, LOS, lender portals. You're re-entering the same borrow information on multiple systems multiple times. You're downloading files from here, you're uploading them there, and then you're checking loan status from one place, logging it into a different place, and that can be inconvenient. It can be time consuming. And quite frankly, it causes friction inside your workflow. It takes you away from the thing that matters most, which is helping every single client that you can and more clients than you did previously. And so our real goal here is to try to reduce that as much as possible by connecting technology, giving you more speed, more consistency, more accuracy, and more control. And so we're going to take a look in just a moment at how ARIVE is going to be bringing a connected experience to life with Rocket Pro and what that means for you in practical terms. All right, on the last slide, we kind of talked a little bit about what connected tech could look like and what it should look like. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna see how ARIVE is doing this with Rocket Pro and what we're doing to make life easier for brokers to move loans from pricing to submission without jumping between systems or manually re-entering information. And so you're gonna see this in a demo briefly, but the phase 2 of this integration, again, phase 1 was a pricing showing up in ARIVE. Phase 2 is going to consist of basically 3 major things. The first thing is you're going to be able to register loans directly from ARIVE. So right from ARIVE, you'll be able to push loans right into the Rocket Pro system. You don't have to download, then re-upload. And that helps you from switching between systems, helping you become a little bit faster, more streamlined. Number 2, we're going to eliminate manual export and import processes. So no more downloading files from one system and uploading them to another to move a loan forward. And this obviously will help you reduce repetitive tasks, save time, and minimize the risk of errors caused in manually entering data in different systems. And then we're going to help you stay informed in real time with loan status updates. They're going to flow directly from Rocket system into ARIVE system, so you don't have to go back and forth to plug in that information and the status updates on where things are at. And so that's just kind of an overview, but the real value comes from when you see how this works in an actual workflow. All right, so it's one thing for me to talk about. It's another thing for Amy from ARIVE to show you how this is going to work. So I'm going to bring Amy on. And Amy's going to walk us through a demo of how exactly this is going to work. And Amy, thanks again for being here today. And thanks for showing everybody how this is going to work in real time.
Thank you, Paul, for this opportunity. And you're speaking my love language of work, which is really exactly what we try to do here at ARIVE with our lender partners like Rocket Pro. We want to remove just redundant, unnecessary steps that originators have been needing to do for decades. They're archaic, right? And if we can connect our systems and create a simpler process within our platform and guiding them directly to the Rocket Pro platform, that is ultimately the end goal. So I would love to do a demo here in just a moment and show all of our audience how it works. All right, everyone, we are in the demo environment of ARIVE. I am impersonating a broker partner, and we are going to walk through what it's like to price and register a loan with Rocket Pro. So here I am in my pipeline screen. I have a few loans teed up, so we're going to see exactly how this works live. I'm going to jump into this performance demo loan here. You'll get a sneak peek if you're not an ARIVE user exactly how powerful this system is. But I want to walk you through pricing out this loan. So one of the cool things that we do with our partnership is we already capture lender pay comp and fees from Rocket Pro. So the powerful piece to the product and pricing engine within the loan file is it's going to be pulling in all of those pieces for you. This is obviously going to be removing some of those manual steps that we talked about. So I've got this loan set up and ready to go. I'm going to go into the product and pricing screen, and I'm going to select Rocket Pro as my lender. So this is already filled out. I can go ahead and select my lender of choice, which of course is Rocket Pro here. And then I'm going to price out this loan. I'm going to see all the options that are available. In this case, I've got one great option, but should there be multiple products available, of course, I would be able to see those and choose from them. I have a full rate stack available, which I can choose and update that loan record as necessary. I also have the ability to edit my closing costs, make any edits to this loan to fully update it before I register this loan with Rocket. I'm going to select the product here, and I'm going to apply this product and pricing to my loan. It's going to give me that visual of all of those LLPAs, any adjustments that I'm applying to the loan before I make those permanent changes to the loan. But of course, I could back out and make any edits as needed. Once I've updated my file with this product and pricing, I can see that information is displayed here with all of my pricing LLPAs and credits as well. I now can move into the review fee screen. Again, I talked about those fees automatically flowing in from Rocket Pro. Those are automatically going to be pulled in here so you can create that initial fees worksheet or that LE or whatever tool you want to be able to generate inside of ARIVE. From here, I have some additional steps that I can go through, but if I really want to just register this loan with Rocket, I can jump directly to the Loan Center. Now, of course, this part's powerful because we're eliminating the need to export to 3.4 MISMO. No originator or processor wants to be downloading those on their pieces of tech anymore, right? We've got a lot of originators and users that are using their tablets and their phones. They're working really anywhere across the US, and we want to make this as seamless as possible. So from here, you can see I have Rocket Pro that is applied to this loan, and I have the option here to register this loan. All you need to do is click this button, and it's going to give you the prompt that this loan is in the registration process. Now you can continue to work within the loan file during this process. It takes about 8 to 10 seconds, but as soon as the loan is registered, it's going to come back and give us a little celebration. So here we have confirmation that my loan is registered with Rocket Pro. A couple of fun things pop up as well, which is the Rocket Pro lender loan number. This automatically gets pushed back into the ARIVE system as well as a date and time stamp. There's also a unique URL link that is going to take you directly to the TPO portal. Now, I don't need to go there right now. I can just say, awesome. Maybe I have additional loan steps or my loan team is going to be doing additional things within the ARIVE file, but I always have this unique link available, which I can jump into from the Loan Center tab at any time. A couple of things I'd love to point out is Paul mentioned that we have those additional milestone updates that are going to be coming over from Rocket Pro. Those will be shown here in our lender events tab. As Rocket moves that file through their system and updates it to, let's say, approved with conditions, it's also going to update the ARIVE file as well. There's also going to be a loan activity log. So you have complete transparency over any updates that are made to the ARIVE loan file, not only by you and your loan team, but also by the lender. So as Rocket Pro updates things in your file and you want to know when and what, you can actually see exactly when that happened and what field changed where. So that is the synopsis of phase 2. We're super excited that Rocket Pro has invested the time and energy to be able to save time for our mortgage brokers out there in the community. And I hope you enjoyed the demo.
We're super excited as well. Thank you so much for walking us through that, Amy. And you guys have been great partners to really help us do this. So we appreciate you showing everybody how that works and how the workflow is. And so thank you very much for being here and walking everybody through that. I think you did a great job. Thank you very much. And so now that we've seen the workflow in action, let's take a step back and really highlight what that means for your day-to-day business. I want to just kind of recap because you covered quite a bit of things. And I want to kind of go through that and how those advantages can really help people and impact them and how they operate every single day. So for starters, you can register directly from the ARIVE platform and submit it right to the Rocket Pro portal. And then like you showed, there's a link to get right there as well. So that's nice. You're going to be able to reduce the manual data entry and eliminate file transfers. No more having to download and then upload and then have to replug stuff in. So that's a beautiful thing. And then like you showed last, like being able to see the status updates, when they changed, why they changed, all that stuff is going to be great. And so like we also want to get a real world perspective and hear from a partner, like we talked about Kyle, to talk us through how he sees these changes really helping in his business as well. And so, because it's one thing to see it in a demo, and it's another thing to hear from someone who's actually going to be using it in their daily business, working through deals, working through timelines, and where the impact really shows up with that connected technology. And so we're going to walk through a few questions with Kyle, dig into his experience, what he's seen, and how he sees this really playing out and helping him with his business as well. So Kyle, thanks for being here. We appreciate you making the time, talk to people. And, from what I understand, you're kind of like an ARIVE power user, like people that don't necessarily know how to use ARIVE. You find a way to connect with them, whether it be new people joining the company or whatever, or just people that you've met in the community. Maybe you talk about your experience in working with ARIVE. You worked with different platforms in the past. We don't need to name those, but what's your experience been like with ARIVE, and why do you love it so much?
I think a lot of what Amy just showed, and this is more of a enhancement and a continuation of what I've seen in the past already. So I've been on ARIVE for 3 years now, I guess. And really what I originally fell in love with was, oh my gosh, now I'm replacing email, and I'm replacing going to a different screen on a system that we won't name to do the title, and I have to manually enter that, and I have to manually enter the loan number, which is now cool because we don't have to do that anymore, and I forget to do that all the time. And progressing those steps and logging those steps for you, because in the past it was always, did I do that? Did I order a title? Did I order insurance? And going back through my email and trying to find that. And that's really the thing that I love about ARIVE, is it's almost impossible to screw up if you're using all of the tools and all the buttons. And we were talking about this the other day, is whenever I first started using it, I just dug in for a month. It was every night, all night. I'm going to click every button in here and find out what they do. And now there's more buttons to click, which is going to be fun. So now I have something else to obsess over at night.
That's awesome. And, with these new features, which one do you think you'll enjoy the most?
Having the registration, and honestly, it sounds silly, but every second and every minute kind of adds up when you're doing any decent amount of volume. But if I'm walking from the parking lot to here and I don't have to worry about downloading to 3.4, and I realize something just came through, I can click that on my phone, come in, sit down on my computer, and now I'm logged into Rocket and I'm proceeding along my way. And it's maybe a 90-second time savings in that specific example, but 90 seconds times a couple hundred times is a lot. So it's another leg up. It's another time savings tool. And again, just holding myself accountable to actually remembering to copy and paste the loan number back over. Not having to do that is pretty clutch.
And how would you imagine this integration, like improving the borrower experience? Do you see it changing that too much, or?
I think so. So a big piece of what we do is we use ARIVE in a CRM sense. So they already have all the fields and there's pre-written emails, but we've customized those as well to make them what we want them to be along every step in the process. We're triggering out an email to the borrower, triggering out an email to the agent or the other agent, or whenever it makes sense to get everyone all together, we do that. So it's just one less manual step, especially with the push and pull from the Rocket portal to push back in and say, hey, now we're approved with conditions. I don't have to worry about me or my team doing that. It does it by itself. That email's auto firing and everybody's staying updated. And on top of it, we get a ton of compliments on that, because believe it or not, I guess it's rare that people get updates throughout a loan process. And it's another step in making that easier and making it foolproof.
Yeah, I was just going to add, and I think you kind of answered this, but maybe you want to elaborate it a little bit more. So obviously one of the key features is the loan statuses going from the portal and Rocket's portal right to ARIVE. Do you see that changing the way that you work outside of what you just mentioned?
I think just less manual labor and less having to pop back and forth, and knowing that I can then, or my staff can then go into the Rocket portal. We can advance this thing several steps and never have to pop back into ARIVE while we're over there working, because in the past, not as much for the ARIVE, but with other systems, it's I'm going to do my work here. Now I'm going to go back to ARIVE and update it here. So with that push and pull happening in between, then again, it's another 90-second, 2-minute, 5-minute savings, one loan after another every day.
Yeah, I got to imagine it kind of will help as well with like call reports and stuff like that, because everything's time stamped of when it happened and things like that. So it's going to be easy to pull that stuff up too. So yeah, it's going to be great. Are there any tips, shortcuts, or lessons that you've learned working inside of ARIVE that, maybe some brokers that you maybe talked to, or other people that joined you or used ARIVE before that didn't know, that maybe that you could share with the group?
I think it sounds silly, I guess, if you do click into it and you do know where all the buttons are. But in adding the real estate contacts, we picked up a lot of business from listing agents that we don't necessarily know, because we're taking that information, finding it online, finding it on the contract, we're entering those people in, and then whenever we submit to underwriting, we order the appraisal, we get clear to close. We're all throughout these different milestone steps within the loan center. That listing agent's getting that email, and a lot of listing agents don't get that same level of communication from other brokers. So I think it's a huge leg up in using those automated systems. Also, I mentioned earlier that we found a lot of success in hiring former admins or people that are new to the business in general and growing their pipelines. And I think it's because we focus a lot on the education portion of it, but also in the data of it. So me as a manager, I can sort by user. I can see where they're at. I can see how busy our processing staff is by clicking on the processing tab, and knowing where those log jams are. Knowing, like you said a minute ago, if Rocket is pushing back those dates, we can't screw up. We can't wait a day to mark a loan, mark to the next step, because it's a big focus of ours. Is we have certain targets to meet each step of that process, and I think we find a lot of success in using the system and finding the reports and using that data to then train and make us better.
Yeah, so it sounds like, you're going to be saving time, less work, better communication. I mean, that's really what we aim to do with integrations like this. And my understanding is there's more integrations coming in the future as well. But like, this was phase 2, there will be more. And ultimately, like, there might be a day where you never have to work outside a Rocket Pro system. It's all right through Arrive, and it just plugs and plays back and forth. So that's really the vision where we want to go. But we're rolling this out in phases, and this phase is a big step to get us there. So it's great perspective, Kyle. Thank you so much. And it really brings to life how this works beyond just technology, but how you're actually going to be able to use it in your daily life. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Arrive, too. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, Arrive's been great
and Rocket
for everybody. Well, we're all right. We try. All right, so just to recap and review briefly, I just want to go back to the original outcomes that we talked about and what our goal of today's Pro Performance was, and that's number 1: recognize how the connected tech can reduce manual work and simplify processes. I say we can check that one off the list. We did that. Explain how the features within Arrive improve workflow efficiency. I think Kyle really helped us explain that one, so check. Apply connected tech to streamline workflows and communication. I think we, throughout, whether it be Amy's demo or Kyle showing or talking about how he's going to use this, check on that one. And then analyze opportunities within your business to leverage tech for increased efficiency, scalability, and client experience. I think Kyle did a phenomenal job walking through how this integration is going to help, and just how Arrive overall has helped him do that stuff as well. So, I think we accomplished what we set out to do, guys. So I appreciate you being here today. And look, I'm going to give everybody something to kind of take away. Like, start exploring. If you're with Arrive today, start playing around in this thing. Understand, build your knowledge, deepen your understanding through demos, these training materials that we'll have available, and upcoming webinars to see how connected workflows can drive more efficiencies. And then take action and get support. Start with a free trial if you're not on Arrive today. Test the integration on your next loan if you are with Arrive. And if you're not, again, sign up, get a demo, get a free trial, try the integration, and then Arrive support and setup has been great. So feel free to reach out to them for guidance as well. And lastly, as you guys are hopefully well aware by now, we're doing a Pro Performance every single week. So we'll have another one next week on June 18th, where we're going to be helping people choose the right real estate agent referral partners and letting the wrong ones go. And so tune in next time. We're looking forward to see you guys. Thank you all for joining us today, and let's have a phenomenal day, and let's have a great June and a great year.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. It was a pleasure and a lot of fun.
Lots of fun. Thanks, guys.